Why is the digital transformation in many industrial companies moving so slowly? We have been talking about Industry 4.0 over 10 years now, but it hasn't really happened. The fourth industrial revolution is based on the three earlier ones: the steam engine, electrification and assembly lines, and computers and automation. The fourth one defined as cyber physical systems, or connected industries, smart factories, or simply digital transformation with the aim to realize the value of data. But I think that all of you agree with me that it hasn't really taken off. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about here today. With me I have colleagues, customers and experts, and together we will take the pace on the industry and ask ourselves, why did we end up here? Niclas, you're an expert in this field and you've been spending a lot of time investigating why digital transformation is not moving quicker. And you brought with you a new expression today. What is that?
I think you're referring to the cognitive enterprise, designed to run. And if I were to sum up that swiftly, I would say it is about the human perspective, the business sense, and the technology dimension. That is the magic trinity, really. And as you refer to, we have looked into the ongoing digital transformation closely. And when we saw that the digital transformation really didn't take off as it was expected to do, we made a deep dive into the matter to understand what is missing. And what we could see were that we had attempts far too much focused on technology, the technology dimension, on behalf of the human perspective and business sense. And when you do that, you risk to, or you most likely encounter more problems and lack of business result. And that was not really the intention with the Industry 4.0 originally, because the technology were attempted to kind of facilitate and simplify for the humans to gain efficiency and productivity gains, so to say.
All right. So by focusing too much on the technological aspects, you don't get any effects on your investment.
Exactly.
Let's come back to that later. But now I want to turn to you, Anders Candell. You're the CIO of Skanska.
Hi, Karin.
Hi, welcome. The construction industry is lagging behind when it comes to digitalization. Why is that? And do you agree with Niclas on his investigation about that we are lacking the human perspective?
I agree fully with Niclas that we are lacking about the human perspective, and that's not only applicable to the construction industry, but actually to other industries that have been CIO in. So it's a bigger issue. The construction industry has its own challenges with decentralized operating models where individual construction projects have a lot of decision-making powers. There is lack of standardization of data. So there's a lot of underlying things in the construction industry, but the generic things is we are not appealing too much on technology and not to the people.
All right. So how do you work now and what's your main goals from now on?
Of course, we need to set up roadmaps. We need to work with technology, we need to work with data, we need to work with processes, the business in total. But the additional thing which we need to put extra emphasis on is on the people. How can we work with people? And we have, which I'd like to highlight, our Living Our Values framework, which is talking about how do we, in the cultural values of Skanska as leaders and every colleague, how could we use this framework to be open to change, persistent to change, open in terms of transparent in what we do and problems we see in this digital transformation. So that's one of the key things, as I see, that can help us in our digital transformation ahead.
So the right value will speed up digitalization?
Definitely.
Niclas, Skanska is not alone here.
Far from it. I fully agree with you there. The phenomena as such repeats itself into other industries and as well in public organizations, not to forget. We made an in-depth analysis about this and we talked to customers and we looked into research and our conclusions ended up in the cognitive enterprise.
Human business technology, right?
Spot on, Karin. And I can actually think about another case, similar challenge, but a complete different industry, with a common pattern. Volvo Truck wants to launch a new fully electrical truck. New technology. Normally, service engineers, sales staff and external distributor travels into a training center in Gothenburg, Sweden to get formal education, hands-on training and test rides. Pandemic strikes, close down society globally. Traditional launch not possible. Swift decision with focus on the human perspective to move into virtual reality. Tremendous success. Superlatives rained in from the organization. The initiative itself got feet, and the cognitive enterprise designed to run were created. And what I love with that story is that you experience side effects. No traveling, less emissions, which is one of the core values of Volvo. And that is a little bit referring back to what Anders is talking about.
Yeah,
It is about people.
exactly. So let's try to summarize this session. The three main takeaways, how to speed up digitalization.
I think the main thing is to set up an appealing target for people. A target that brings, not only talks about the economical benefits, about the efficiency benefits, but also what do the people see in doing a greater good, and not at least, how can they find passion in achieving this target?
I think that perhaps a holistic mindset when looking at new opportunities, for example, as in the Volvo case, then you will also experience unexpected business benefits. For example, the side effects with the less climate impact. Niclas?
Yes, my magic trinity. Equal balance on the human perspective, the business sense and the technology dimension.
Great! Thank you both for joining this session. And if you like this session and want to hear more episodes, be sure to visit our webpage and have a look around. Thank you for today.